Right, just had a fresh bath, clean for the day. Let's see what the market has in store for us. Lights on, ding. So, trading routine. People have been asking me a lot recently about the trading routine. So let's have a look at Ethereum. So not much happening in the last 24 hours, if I'm honest. A lot of people ask, how do you do your research? What makes you get up and trade? How do you know when to take the right trade? How long to stay in for? So it's about, like for me, it's about market sentiment. So I spotted this as a potential breakout. We did have a green candle shoot above the trend line. We bounced off and we're kind of drooping around a little bit, to be honest. So if crypto's not doing that great, or it's going sideways, which in this case it is, then what do we do? So I'm looking at news, I'm looking at trends, anything that's trending in the news, and anything that could potentially be pushing a crypto sideways or down, or up in some cases. So I'm going to head over to Twitter and just kind of talk about the people that I follow and what makes me tick, what makes me go and read something and make a trading decision. So the first guy I'm going to speak to is Ryo Kiyosaki. So he is the author of Richdad, Poor Dad. I think it's Richdad, Poor Dad. I think it's that way around. So he's a massive crypto enthusiast. In fact, he talks about Bitcoin all the time, even in the bear market. So go on and read the sentiment. So let's get rid of the adverts. So Donald Trump announced he's running for president again. You have the right to vote for your choice. That is freedom. I quote Jordan Peterson's word of wisdom. If you think tough men are dangerous, wait until you see what the weak men are capable of. Biden is weak and a very dangerous man. Bit broken English there, but so what does that tell you about the US market right now? What is happening with the US market? So that tells me to go and look at the US dollar CAD. And then the news that everyone's still talking about is what the fuck? FTX largest donator to Democrats for midterms, Kevin O'Leary and Jim Cramer, raved about Sam Bankman-Fried, or Bankrupt Freud as I'm calling him the Warren Buffett of crypto. SBF, which is Sam Bankman-Fried, is more like Bernie Madoff of crypto. The Bernie Madoff of crypto. Again, broken English. How much more corrupt can Silicon Valley and Hollywood become, now paying to steal elections? So if you don't know who Bernie is, so Bernie Madoff, Bernard Lawrence Madoff was an American fraudster and financier who ran the largest Ponzi scheme in history, worth 64.8 billion. Just as a small insight. And then just going back to his post, Bitcoin is not the problem. No more than gold, silver and oil causes the inflation. FTX, Biden, crime family, Fed, Marxist educators, corrupt politicians, stolen elections is a really big problem. So gold, silver, Bitcoin, police, veterans, vital for our personal freedoms, seek truth and fight back. So massive plug on cryptocurrency there. So again, that's just something I look out for. I'm looking for confidence in the market. So then obviously you know who Bernie is now. So now I'm just going to nip over to USCAD. I want to know what's happening with the US dollar. It was hovering around the $1.32 the other day and I haven't seen it since. So let's go let's look at FXCM, which is fine. Let's move me out the way. Oh, I've still got a trend line in there. So let's get rid of all of my noise. So $1.32 it was at, so we're still hovering around that, we're bouncing off that. So definitely support going through the $1.32. And bearing in mind the market did come down after the last inflation data. So the market came down here and started bouncing off the $1.32, $1.32.5 range to be precise. So then we compare that to what Ethereum's doing. Ethereum did exactly the same pattern, but only because of the FTX saga. So I would hazard a guess, if had FTX not have gone the way that it did, we could have easily seen an 1800, maybe even a 1900 Ethereum. So the market is being pushed down, and there's lots of fragility in the market with crypto at the moment, usually suggesting that when the pound decreases, crypto increases. On this occasion it hasn't. So we've actually decoupled from what they call the inverted correlation. So inverted correlation is the US dollar does exactly the opposite of what Bitcoin does. So I'm now kind of edging towards what is next for crypto. Are we going down or up? Now, I did mention in one of my last videos that if we can't get past the $1,280 Ethereum, we're going down. We're going down to the $1,000, which is about $1,038. I think it's somewhere along those lines. Now, I refresh my screen every day because I want to see the market in a different way. So just pop that back on the 1 hour. Which it is. So let's go back out to the 4 hour. I did have a horizontal line in at the one about there-ish. And then the resistance area at 1280, which is about there. Next leg up is about there. The reason why there is that big gap is because this is the movement, this is the travel range within inside those trend lines, within inside the support and resistance. So there's a lot of travel in between there, and if we go back, let's zoom right out, weekly chart, double click, okay, so even back here in January 2018, there was a lot of activity in between there. We shot straight past it in January 21, we came back down in June 22, and we're back down in there again. So there's no support and resistance in between there, so that's why there's a big gap. So back to the 1 hour, zoom in, double click. So that's why I've got this range in at the moment. So if there's nothing pushing crypto up and the market is fragile, then yeah, we are going to print down to the $1,038, unfortunately. I'm waiting for something to push us back up. At the moment, obviously the market's going down. Altcoin Daily, staple of my research, even more so. I mean, I did mention recently that I'm not watching Bitboy crypto as often as I used to 2 years ago. But obviously with the FTX news coming through, there is a lot more activity on Bitboy crypto, a lot more information coming through about what's happening to the market. And similarly with Altcoin Daily, they do one video every single day, loads of information inside that video, and it's good information. So this is what the bear market feels like. It really does. I experienced the last bear market, I'm experiencing this one as well. So CZ Binance, after he says anything, so he's basically just he's basically just launched a recovery fund so that any crypto companies that have suffered because of potentially the FTX saga, that he will donate some of the fund to them to help support and grow their business. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if ICP was one of those businesses, because ICP has had a lot of bad kind of news and media coming up to the FTX collapse, and most of that was caused by FTX. So if we look at scenarios like that, I wouldn't be surprised if Binance give ICP some recovery funds, and they've got a lot going for them at the moment, a lot of storage of data and store things directly on the blockchain. So okay, so yeah, so CZ's kind of putting a bit of confidence back into the market by offering out this fund. And then, do we think Bitcoin will ever hit £100,000? Supply and demand says we have to. There is no doubt. It's just when. So for anyone saying, oh, all these crypto enthusiasts keep saying we're going to hit 100k, we've never hit 100k, we're never going to hit 100k, read the book on supply and demand, and then you'll understand that we will hit 100k. It has to. And I said 290k in the last bull run because I thought we were going to go straight past 100k. Oh, jeez, I'm recording.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, I didn't even know he was in the house. I jumped like a pansy, you know, watch that back. I'm still recording now. So I've just jumped like a fish. My son's been brought over another illness, but so yeah, just going back to Bitcoin. So supply and demand, so 21 million tokens gets bought up at the peak of the bull run, and as they get slowly released into the market in the bull run, they constantly get sold out, so they become more expensive, so they have to go up. And over time it tells us that if that keeps happening, you've got adoption from institutions, countries and global institutions, that price has to go up. And the dollar average that says that if they all sell out at 21 million, it takes Bitcoin over 1 million per token. So of course 100k is going to happen. I'm not even entertaining that video, I'll be honest. This is a petition to send SBF to prison. 5,000 likes. That says it all. And I think if you see my Batman parody in my last video, everyone wants to punch his face out.
What? From up here? You look pretty small. Oh, don't look so sad. I've got a little surprise for you.
And then my other research today was Watch a Guru. So Watch a Guru says, just in, Binance gains regulatory approval to offer crypto custodial services in Abu Dhabi. So we'll have I think I've got a news article on that next. And UK inflation reaches 11.1%, which is the highest since 1981. So we're going to go back to the charts and then have a look at what the GBP is doing. The GBP doesn't really affect what's happening in crypto as much, but there we are. So if you've been following my videos on GBP throughout October, I said we would hit $1.19 before we start coming back down. We were at $1.05, and I said that was going to be our floor, even though analysts were saying we were going to hit 98 cents. I said 105 was going to be the floor before it even got down there. So we stick that on the 4 hour. Again, clicked on Tesla for some reason. Maybe I need a Tesla. Oh, come on. So GBP USD. So I do that because I look around my mic. My mic's right in front of me. So GBP, that didn't work. So yeah, let's go 4 hours. Double click. So yeah, let's move my ugly mush out of the way. So right down here, $1. It's actually $1.04. It bottomed out there, but the $1.05 is the bounce, and then we come all the way back up, and then move me out of the way, and then we've hit $1.19. Now we have got there pretty quick. I did say somewhere between $1.19 and $1.23, but I do think $1.19 has strong resistance. So again, it is a potential for me to hop over to a Forex chart and sell this market. Now I'll only do that in the right conditions. So for those that I teach, infamous EMAs, I don't know what you guys out there that say lagging indicators don't work. They bloody do. I make a living off it. And this is for the guys that go, oh, you traders out there don't know what you're doing. Well, if done correctly, yes we do. There may be an argument for that in a later video. Get me on an AMA. If somebody's watching out there and they want to do an AMA or a trading challenge, so let's have a look. So the right trading conditions. So this was the curvature. So we still wouldn't have known down here 100% that was the bottom of the market. So the market does bounce back up to the EMAs, and this is what they call the river in between these two EMAs, which is the 20 and 40 EMAs in Forex. This is what they call the river, and we could have quite easily sold back down, but we didn't. We crossed above. So then the EMA switches position. It's telling you momentum is to the upside, and sure enough, the momentum goes to the upside. And obviously, you don't want to be buying this market when the EMAs are bouncing below. So I've got two. I generally do 2 sessions on this, and I get traders from A to Z very quickly, and then I do a follow-up session for free just to see how they're getting on and actually taking the trades and getting through this. So 2 hour session, 2 sessions, and basically teach people how to do this, how to make profit from the lagging indicators. And that's aimed at the other people out there that are not traders who say lagging indicators don't work, and they do. So, and I've been doing this for 7 years. But usually after the a peak, we do start testing the EMAs. So if we start crossing through and the EMAs start doing this, they come and close, then the candles are making a lot of noise, then that's what supports the resistance areas. Well, that's what reflects, shall we say, not supports. That's what reflects the resistance areas. So I'm going to stick a horizontal line in there through that point. Again, zooming out, going backwards through the chart just to make sure that I've got that drawn in correctly. And it will tell me if we've come and hit it before. So there we go. We've hit it there. Now, I'm fairly happy with that because we do come back and meet that again. So I'm happy with that line. But we may want something slightly above. So again, you want it in an area where not only do we support, we resist, we support, okay. There's a little bit of support there, and then we touch the underside before we go down. So I'm happy with that line, and that's what tells me that there's the $1.23. So there is the range that we're at the moment, where the GBP can now bounce between the $1.19 and the $1.23 before we go back down, and that's all depending on the government, what's going on in the near future. So that's what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at the US dollar. US dollar is going sideways, crypto's going sideways, the pound's going up. So the sentiment for me is now that the crypto, or because I trade Ethereum, is that Ethereum could continue a slow downtrend, certainly in the short term. I probably don't need to keep that in. It was looking like a breakout, but it looks like it's failed. And then again, EMAs, and my EMAs closing. Click, 20 red, 40 blue. So you can see here the EMAs are closing. Okay, so again, market sentiment, the candles are going down, we've met resistance, EMAs are closing, we're going down, we're going south. So market sentiment, we're going down. Any other news? So this was the Watcher Guru article. So Binance secures financial service permission from Abu Dhabi Global Markets Financial Services. Try again. Binance secures financial services permission from Abu Dhabi's Global Markets Financial Services Regulatory Authority. Try again. Binance secures financial services permission from Abu Dhabi Global Markets Financial Services Regulatory Authority. FSAR. FSR. I think I need a coffee. So what does this mean for Binance? Why can't I click on anything? That's better. Cookies hiding behind my face. So Binance receives financial, well, I'm not saying that again, in Abu Dhabi. Once the FSB conditions are fulfilled, Binance will be permitted to offer custodial services to professional clients in and from ADGM. Not repeating it all. In line with Binance's expansion efforts in the Middle East, the FSP will enable the blockchain giant to provide custody of professional clients, provided they meet the conditions. The world's first of its kind comprehensive bespoke virtual asset regulatory framework from 2018 to provide inclusive and robust regulations and provisions or organisations with aim of strengthening and transforming the economy of Abu Dhabi, and has cemented its position in a leading global hub for the business platform for virtual asset activities. So I don't want to read through the whole article and bore the video, so I'm going to leave that article in the description. And over to CZ himself, he's announced it, I believe. Yep, so he's announced it on his own page. There's the article as well. And then just on reflection, so he asked an FT journalist, why was the coverage on SFB like that? He said, I don't know, it wasn't me. So lots going on in the exterior of crypto, but in the crux of it, market, I'm at the moment staying out of Ethereum. I could sell against it, but we just don't know what's happening at the moment. Personally, a sell trade wouldn't be a bad idea. If you do hold Ethereum, I would advise to keep holding it if you're a hodler, because the market could go down, but there is fragility within the stable coins at the moment. So we don't know if they're going to depeg and what the criteria is for them to keep level, especially Tether, especially USDC, DAI stablecoin, to name a few. I will be putting out a 10 ways to buy or use Bitcoin soon. I was going to do that last week, but obviously with what happened, I've delayed the video. And also I'm going to do a review on Pika Protocol. If you want to know what that's about, pop a comment in the video, Pika Protocol in commas, and I'll release the review on that very soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.